and went on through into World War II in the early 1940s. We kids didn't really know that we had a depression. We just thought that's the way things were supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we had enough to eat. We had enough clothes to wear. And I don't know, we just thought life was normal. What you need to write about, somebody needs to write one of these days, is how the big chains killed the spirits of the small towns. You see, local people own all the businesses.
Yeah.
Take the grocery stores, for instance. In the 1930s, there was before prepackaged meat. Every grocery store had a meat market in the back of the store, and they had a butcher. And all the meats were hung in the cold storage compartment in the back of the meat market. And a housewife would go in and say, I want a pot roast. He'd go back in there and pull out a great big quarter thing of meat and cut her off a pot roast. He'd say, I want 3 steaks. He said, well, how thick you want them? And she said, oh, well, about 3/4 of an inch. So he'd cut her 3 steaks. The butchers actually were the drawing card for the grocery store. If the housewife liked the butcher, she bought the groceries also at the grocery store. Today, everything is prepackaged.
Yeah.
Darby's, he still cuts meat. Everybody else is packaged, comes in packaged. And another thing, everybody had a charge account at the grocery store. You go in the grocery store, and in the 30s there wasn't any. Well, there was one self-service grocery store in town. Everybody else, you go in and you hand the clerk a list of what you wanted, and he'd go around the shelves and pick it up and put it on the counter for you, and then they charge it and you pay them at the end of the month. The core of local of small communities. Right after World War II, my wife had a terrible miscarriage and needed blood, and there was no blood bank in Monroeville. And one of the guys who'd been in World War II in one of the stores started going, I didn't know it at the time, from store to store uptown, telling clerks that my wife needed type O blood, and within 30 minutes, 20 people were down to the little hospital to donate blood. And that's the type of spirit. But didn't have a paid fire department. I worked on a volunteer fire department 20 years. When the fire siren blew, we stopped whatever we were doing, however we were dressed, and we ran to the fire. I guess we run probably $200–300 worth of clothes a year. Town didn't pay us anything. The only thing the town did was give us a steak supper twice a year. We didn't have any equipment. We didn't any firefighting equipment. Personal. We had no fire suits. We had no hats. We had no gloves. It's like I'm dressed now, but I'd go to the fire.
Okay.
And we'd man the fire hoses and put the fire out. But everybody was glad to do it because they thought, well, one of these days my house might be on fire.
You might need somebody to help you.
You know, so that was a type of, I call it Old Monroeville.
Old Monroe.
The change, when the big chains came in, the Wal-Marts, the auto parts, the fast food places, they ran all of the mom and pop, the family-owned businesses out. 90% of them. And they don't work together.
No.
All the stores around the square, they all work together because they were all local people.
Yeah.
They grew up in Monroeville maybe, or they had their own families in Monroeville. They promoted Monroeville. Schools, they supported the schools. They supported churches. The change have killed the spirit of the small town America. Because they come in, they're indifferent. They don't. All they're looking for is the dollar.
Yep.
And some of them support the town in some ways, but it's just not the same.